business landscape becoming more complex, companies are increasingly looking for innovative ways to engage their customers, boost employee productivity, and ultimately drive growth. The gamification is changing the game quite literally by applying game mechanics such as rewards, challenges, and leaderboards to business processes. It's a tool that's being embraced by sectors as diverse as the health sector, finance, education, and marketing. We are joined by Thabo Tsolo, the CEO and a game designer at SpaceSalad Studios. Thabo, welcome to YouFM Business Hour.
Hey, Tapelo, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Really appreciate your time. Yeah, I really appreciate your time. Let's define this thing. What is gamification and how does it work in a business context?
Well, I think you said it best, but if I have to simplify it even more, it's essentially taking game-like elements and applying it to real-world activities.
Yeah.
So maybe, for example, you want to get your kids to do their chores or wash dishes. You tell them that if you finish washing dishes after tonight's dinner, we can watch your favorite series. You know? So it's essentially that attaching a reward to an activity.
I see.
And it goes beyond that.
I see. That makes sense. Are there particular industries that are benefiting when it comes to this gamification right now?
Can you please repeat that?
Are there particular industries that are benefiting from gamification as we speak?
Yes, there's quite a few. So it's quite big in the West, right? So, for example, there's a case study done by Donut Puppy, which is an Australian-based donut company, and what they did is they created a Candy Crush game style, promoting their brand, and they included a high score reward system with free donuts.
Yeah.
And this game went viral with engagement through social media incentives, and this increased their social media and website traffic by 581%. So these are some of the stats that are out there, or case studies of how gamification has benefited companies.
Yeah, that's interesting. And speaking about engaging audiences and particularly using social media as well, how is this competing with the attention-grabbing nature of social media and this gamification now?
There's a lot, but I think for time, I'll just mention like three. So, like, for example, authentic integration. So with digital ads, they often feel intrusive or are skippable, you know, and they mostly alienate younger audience. So with gamification, it gives an opportunity where your product or your message is woven into the game naturally.
Yeah.
So, for example, you'll have like a soda power-up or soda brand that gives you a power-up in the game, making it more seamless and fun. Another one is like tangible incentives to drive conversion.
Yeah.
Again, with digital ads, they're limited to vague promises or calls to action with low follow-throughs. With gamification, it offers in-game rewards tied to real-world perks. So, for example, Tapelo, if you got the highest score in level 5 or you got 1,000 points, you would get 20% discount, directly linking it to play to purchase in the real-world revenue. And then the last one is social amplification, where digital ads rely on paid reach with viral organ sharing, which is like organic sharing, which is quite rare. But with gamification, with our built-in leaderboards and shovel achievements, again, Tapelo, when you reach level 5, you become our micro-influencers because you're so proud of the achievement that you've managed to attain in the game. So these are some of the things that makes gamification compete directly with social media.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Are we anticipating that sooner or later it's going to take over social media in terms of, we've got WhatsApp for business, now we've got social media, business pages as well, as you've just outlined as well. This seems to be much more exciting. I mean, I would be excited knowing that I'm leading other consumers and so I'm getting rewards and something out of that.
For sure, 100%. And I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Ready Player One.
Yes.
But like the whole the way to get out of poverty or to get out of the system is winning that game that was created. So I do see, especially with technology improving, gaming being the one job everyone has to do to earn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Is it a standalone strategy, or do you think companies need to find a way to integrate it in their overall strategy, this gamification?
They definitely need to integrate it. It can be standalone, but the limitations to it being standalone. I always tell clients or whoever we engage with that the game alone cannot solve all your problems. You still need to drive it within your ecosystem systems. You just need to make sure that people know about it, people are aware of it, people are engaging with it. And then once they're hooked, then it's over.
Yeah, that's really interesting there. So integrated is the best thing to do, but you can have it as a separate strategy there. One of the things that we are seeing is that despite the clear benefits, as you've also outlined as well, some companies still struggle to implement this gamification. So in your opinion then, what do you think are the key challenges they face in adopting this approach, particularly looking at South Africa?
So the gaming industry in South Africa is in its infancy stage. There's not a lot of people that are doing gamification.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we had pivoted to, because we started out as an independent gaming studio, but now we're working with brands and other companies to bring gamification to a reality, because we realized that the gap is there. There's a lot of opportunities in that space. And I think the big challenges that people are experiencing is that they work with people that are not really from the gaming space.
Yes.
We have experience in making award-winning games, and you could say that we have the Midas touch.
Yeah.
And we're just looking for more people who are open to experimenting and exploring. There is data and a lot of case studies that prove that gamification is the way to go in terms of if you're looking for engagement, retention, and measuring the success of your campaign, the IRR of your campaign. And the best part about this is the campaign can live post, or the game can live post your campaign.
Yes.
So you can have one game and still use it for months on end, just having minor updates. So, it's just about taking the risk, again, because it's still in its infancy stage. And we saw this as a way to create a sustainable, to make our business sustainable, and also hire more people in the gaming space.
That's interesting. Thank you so much, Re, for joining us. You've simplified it for us.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr.
Thank you so much. That was Re Thabo Tsolo, the CEO and the game designer at the SpaceSalad Studios. Who would have thought that gaming can find its way through business and business processes? You know how we are so pedantic about business processes as people in business? Yeah, there you go. You're going to have to do a little bit of a gamification